Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Sydney Kate and I'm a Shenandoah Valley wedding and portrait photographer. And today I'm walking you through my review of 2020 and my goals for 2021. So at the end of every year, I like to review this past year and look forward to the next year. So for 2020, I looked back at the goals I had set way back in 2019. I reviewed everything that happened this year. I thought about the big picture of my business, and I set goals for 2021. So today, I'm gonna walk you through my whole process for doing this, show you a little behind the scenes into my business and where I hope to go, and also help you figure out how you can review your business and set goals for the next year. It is statistically proven that if you write your goals down, they are more likely to happen. And it's even further proven that if you tell your goals to someone else or put them out into the online world, they're also more likely to happen. So I write down a blog post every year with all of my goals and my review of the last year, and I put it out for the world to see. Not only can I look back on past years and kind of relive what the past years were like, but I can use that information to help me plan for the future, and also it gives me a lot of accountability so that everyone who sees that blog post knows where I want to be and they can see what they can expect from me for the next year. So if you haven't already, I highly suggest that you do this whole process of reviewing the last year and writing down your goals for the next year. It helps so much in the long run for accountability, and it helps these goals happen. But also, it's really nice to see how your business goes throughout the years. If you haven't already, I have a photographer off-season checklist down in the caption below that you can get, and it includes this whole process of walking through and reflecting on your year of business. So I ask you questions in which you can go through and just write the answers, and it helps you set up your goals for the next year. So go ahead and get that if you haven't already, but I'm going to be walking through all the questions in this video as well. So make sure you're getting that checklist. Alright, so before I start setting my goals for the next year, I review the past year. So this December, I reviewed 2020, and I'm sure we can all say that it was a year that we will never forget. It was filled with a roller coaster of emotions and business and just everything in total, and it was just a wild year from March to the end. But I can safely say that looking back, 2020 was the best year of business I have ever had, and also for my personal life for a lot of reasons. So although I had a lot of breakdowns and there was a lot of things that we were worrying about and everyone was kind of in that boat, before I started this process, I didn't think I would meet any of my goals, but it turns out that I blew them all out of the water, and I completely changed my life and the course of my business this year. So don't take 2020 for granted. I'm sure there were really good things that came out of it amongst all the bad. So we're gonna look back on my year 2020. So although most of my weddings for 2020 were postponed, I was still able to photograph 5 weddings, 4 styled shoots, and 14 engagement sessions, as well as 40 senior sessions, most of them being on the JMU Quad, which is where I am now, as well as around Virginia. In addition to this, I was able to keep up the tradition with my best friend and do a road trip down to Georgia and back. I drove along Skyline Drive 17 times, I drove along Blue Ridge Parkway 5 times, and I did over 20 hikes in 2020. All of this is super important for me because I love the Shenandoah Valley and I love getting out in the mountains. I ramped up my photographer education a bunch this year, which I am super proud of. Not only did I start putting out a bunch of blog posts, but I started a YouTube channel, which is what you guys are watching on now. I am so incredibly proud of this and I can't wait to see where it goes. But I've already done dozens of blog posts and several YouTube videos, and I cannot wait to see where I go with this. In addition, I took Amy Porterfield's Digital Course Academy and started my own journey for creating my own online course for photographers. I am so excited because it's all about vlogging and I love vlogging. So I have so many hopes for this and I cannot wait. Lastly, I made the first hire for my business and I'm so excited about it. I brought on a virtual assistant to help me do some of the tasks while I'm still in grad school and don't have enough time. So I am so excited to be starting that journey to building up a team for my business. And really, those are just the things that I can count. I went through a whole rebrand of my business back in the spring. I rebranded to my name, Sydney Kane Photography. I created a completely new website that reflects this new brand with the help of a graphic designer and a web developer. I created and implemented completely new behind the scenes workflows, especially for my wedding workflow. I improved my client experience, and I found new and exciting ways to spread my love of photography. 2020 was a wild year, but honestly, I am so happy with the way it went. Alright, last year I made 4 big goals for 2020, and I honestly think I blew all of them out of the water. So the first goal was to start making a bunch of photographer education. Not only have I put out this YouTube channel and a bunch of blog posts, but I've been ramping up my Instagram caption game. I've been doing reels, I've been doing a lot of Instagram stories and stuff like that. And I've also started creating a course for photographers about blogging. So I am so excited about all the content I've put out, and I can't wait to see everything else. My second major goal was to continue with my own education. So this mainly meant listening to a bunch of podcasts, reading business books, going to free webinars, and completing my purchase courses. So I did a lot of self-education this year because I think it is so important to constantly be learning and being a continuous learner. So I'm really happy with the amount that I did this year, but I look forward to all the planned education I have for next year for myself. The third major goal I had for myself was to continue to explore the Shenandoah Valley. I did that more this year than I have in all the previous years combined. Not only have I gone up to Skyline Drive a new record times, but I've been driving around, looking at new places, just going on fun explorations, and just driving around having a great time. I feel more connected to my area than ever, and I love the amount of locations that I found for portraits. So hopefully my clients benefit from my exploring, and I'm really happy with it. The last major goal I had for myself for 2020 was to do things for me. I really wanted to continue to travel, read books, and hang out with friends and family, but 2020 kind of put a stop to a lot of that. So I'm really happy that I still got to do my one road trip with my best friend, and I'm really happy that I got to read a whole bunch of books, and I hope to travel more next year and the years to come. But I'm really happy with all the time I took for myself. I read more books this year than I have in years past, and I'm really happy with the amount of things that I've done for myself. So I think that I did great for my 4 major goals for 2020, and I hope to continue not only these 4, but also the goals I've set for myself for 2021. Alright, I have always been ambitious with my goals, but I am more ambitious for my goals for 2021 than I have been in years past, and I am so excited for them. So my first major goal for 2021 is to graduate grad school, get to graduation. That is my number 1 goal. That's in May, so I have a few months left, and I am so excited to get that finished and out of the way. My second goal for 2021 is to ramp up the free education even more. I want to put out more content, more YouTube videos, more Instagram content, and so much more. I am already at a spot where I'm posting 2 vlogs a week, 1 YouTube video a week, and an Instagram story or post every single day, but I want to bring that up even more after I graduate in the summer and later months. So I want to bump that up to 2 YouTube videos a week, 3 blog posts a week, and continue posting every single day on Instagram. My third goal is that I want to finally launch my big blogging for wedding photographers course that I've been working on. I had to put it on hold so I can continue with grad school, but I really want to build the whole thing up, make it better, and then launch it again in 2021. My fourth goal is that I want to continue with my journey for self-education. I still think it is super important, and I want to continue that throughout the rest of my life. So I have a whole new set of business books that I want to read in 2021. I have a bunch of podcasts to catch up on, and I want to finish all the paid education that I've taken over the years. I want to retake all the courses I've ever bought, do the ones that I've never taken but I've bought, and just taken as much education as possible. My last goal for 2021 is to continue to make time for me. I want to travel, I want to read, I want to hike, I want to explore, and just continue to make time for me. I want to make sure that I don't burn out my business because I really truly love it, but I need to make sure that I'm implementing time up away from my business and away from everything else so that I can refresh and get inspired. Amongst all of this, in 2021, I'll be moving out of the house I've lived in for 4 years, I'll be starting to save up for a big Europe trip, and I'll be starting a travel blog. So I have a lot of plans for 2021, and a lot's gonna happen, and I'm so excited for everything coming, but 2021 is going to be a big year, and I can't wait to bring you guys along with it. So thank you so much for watching this video. You can see all of my answers as well as the questions that I ask over on the blog post that's attached to this video. So make sure you go see that, and let me know if you guys have any questions. And I also want to know, write down in the comments, what are your big goals for 2021? Alright, that's all for this video. I hope you guys have a great new year and that you start out 2021 with a big bang. Alright, I'll see you guys next time.